Yeah, that, I guess you got to feel the situation out.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be so, bullish about it. If they say, well, I'm not really, no problem.
Yeah.
I'll work through it. And it's so rare that I get, it's usually corporate stuff because they're not writing for emotion. I mean, they're just the facts, ma'am.
Yeah.
So they'd have no issue if I try to make it more conversational, because that's what it's about, not just droning on. I find it challenging to make a dry corporate script more engaging. How am I going to make it sexy?
So what's the key? So let's jump forward, because the corporate scripts. So when did you start doing corporate? And I'm going to guess corporate is different than doing like indie or big budget movies. There's another category called corporate, or maybe there's more than one category. And the corporate would be like what? How's that defined generally?
Corporate industrial films, it's not a wide distribution. It's technical, usually, in nature. Companies are the ones producing it. And the writers are technical writers, and they're not used to writing scripts, really. So it's going to be super dry. So again, like I said, I find it challenging. Some people don't like to do it. They say, nah, there's too much to memorize. But what a great exercise. It exercises your memory, and it exercises your performance skills to make it engaging. Put in some nuances of, especially the role plays.
Yeah.
Hello, Jane. Good morning. You find ways to connect and make it real. Do some quirky things that make it like an Easter egg. Like, what? Why was he looking like that over? But why did he touch that piece of machinery that way? It's like he was caressing the knob.
So you're looking for extra ways to add fun, flavor, interest,
to pull that attention. If they're waning because of the verbiage, I want to make sure they're still focused somehow.
They're locked in because they're seeing more than they're seeing. You're telling them more.
Yeah, you might.
Is this ad-libbed? Like in the moment you're doing it?
Well, yeah, with your body language, your physicality.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much in what you're saying, because you want to get the information they want, but maybe you deliver it a certain way. Your inflection is not expected to be there, or excitement, or a sadness. Try to put a little emotion into it, so it's not so robotic as the words might convey. Just monotone. No, I feel like Christopher Walken doesn't go by the grammatical punctuations.
How does he do it?
Engaging.
Yeah, which
He takes out all the punctuations when he looks at script, from what I hear.
So you mentioned about memorizing. What would be, what's the secret? I have a bad memory. What's your secret for learning a script, for memorizing a script?
It depends. It differs, for people. But I've looked at different methodologies in what works for me. I always try to repetition. You look at it numerous times, depending on how much time you have. Right? Like for a play, you got sometimes you just say it out loud over and over. You don't put any emotion into it, just the words.
Yeah.
So it's rolling off the tongue, not just your words, your character's words, everybody's. So you do that as many times as you are able.
Mm-hmm.
Then you put it on its feet. You continue to repeat the words. It's all about repetition. Repeat the words while you're doing things, so you're active. Somebody
like not even like you're washing the car, you're washing your bike, or you're doing whatever.
Right.
You're just repeating those words
while there's movement involved.
So is there any futility in feeling like, well, you have to memorize the words even before you get a role, and you may not get a role. So you memorize those words to no avail. Is that frustrating?
Not really. It is if you don't enjoy the process. You got to, I tell people, as an actor, I get paid to audition. That's where the work really goes in. To me, when you get a gig, that's gravy, man. You're just playing. You're there on the set. You're memorized. You're going to go have fun. But the audition, that's where you're earning the money.
So say that again. You get paid to audition.
That's, yeah, my philosophy. They're paying me to give a good audition.
And so, yeah, so how does that mindset that I could see that be, you're putting the dollars closest to the thing that's the most challenging.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep that frame of reference? Because you don't actually get paid for auditions, right?
You don't, but that's all part of the payday. You know, from audition to wrapping this last final scene, that's all included. All those hours you worked, to me, that's
incredible.
Payday, yeah.
That's so cool. So if you're able to combine, so by putting the emphasis or seeing it through that lens, it makes the one thing that's a drudgery much less of a drudgery.
Yeah, because you got to take that audition serious, because that's how you're going to get the gig, right? So you got to find a way to make it fun as well. Yeah, don't make it a drudgery or it'll appear like a drudgery. However, nowadays, with the self-taping, things are moving a little more quickly. You don't have as much time to prepare, to memorize as well as you'd like, because you got to balance speed of uploading your audition to preparation time. So there's that happy median, because a lot of casting people like to see it as soon as possible, because they got a lot of characters to cast. So they're watching all the time. As soon as they get something, they're going to watch it. And to me, if you're late getting it in, or one of the last few, I've cast for corporate stuff, and it's exhausting watching all these actors put themselves on tape. And when you see 5 good ones that you know that can do it, you subconsciously relax and go, I already got 5 good ones. Let me just not watch as many of these people. Go, oh, no. You might go through all of them, but you're maybe not paying as much attention because you already found adequate actors.
So so over the past years, while you've been doing this, how has that process of auditioning changed? And the difference between what success looked like in the beginning or years ago and now. It sounds like speed of delivery is really super important.
Yeah, especially when there was a lot of projects coming in and the casting folks wanted to be able to get possible actors to the clients quick.
Yeah.
And then move on to the next project, or they got multiple projects. So, but back in the day, you're going to the office, waiting in a waiting room. It's in person. And we would have to travel like to Wilmington, 7-hour drive for a 5-minute audition, drive back. That was brutal. And I remember back in the day, why can't I just send a VHS tape of myself doing this? Careful what you ask for. Now we long for face-to-face because you get a little feedback. You see if you're hitting it right. And now it's like putting yourself on tape. You're kind of going, okay, I'm going to make this actor choice. I hope it's right. But there's no chance for redirection where the casting person might say, I like what you did, but try it with this angle.